Hi guys, so today's video is geared more towards the general public. If you aren't familiar with my channel, I usually do crafts and nails and fun things like that. However, on my older channel, I had a review of this, basically the first review out there. I don't know if there are many more even on this newer channel. It's about 2 years old and it has a couple 100,000 views. People always ask me how to change out the bobbin, and I don't know why I haven't made the video or why I didn't include it the first time. I guess it's intimidating, right? So for the same reason, you know, it confuses people. I was like, I don't really want to do this. It is so easy, you guys. You're gonna kick yourselves when you think, you know, I waited so long to see this. I hope you figured it out by now. I did want to say a couple things about the machine before I get to that, though, is I always used a little AC adapter. Or DC, what is it called? Yeah, DC adapter. And I never use batteries. So I'm gonna open this up. I am gonna put some batteries in it because I've never used that. And we can check that out just as part of the review process from even a couple years ago or a few years ago. So the batteries are gonna go the plus side up, then obviously negative side up, plus side positive, and then negative. Okay? So again, I never use batteries. I have heard people review, you know, go to my review and say that they've used batteries and it was great. So I don't know how long they last. Obviously, I'm not going to find that out today. But I put those in. We have our on-off switch. We have a speed switch. So if you have our knob, or more like a push button, I guess. If it is pushed in, that's speed, so it's faster. And if you have it pushed in, speed, out is normal speed. So whatever that means. I do want to give you guys a really good diagram, and I did this on the old video just in case, let's say for some reason your thread comes out and you don't know how to thread this again, even though the manual, I think when it first came in, it shows you. I want you to notice that the thread is spooling that way, right? Do you see how it's coming off and going forward? It's not coming out backwards like when people do the toilet paper roll wrong. I know some people, oh, toilet paper, we don't even have that right now, do we? Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. It rolls out towards this little loop. So you're gonna push your thread from out here into the loop, up into this little, there's like a little divot, like a little opening here, little space. So it's gonna go in there, but underneath these two metal pieces. Okay, so once you get it in there, kind of hooked in there, it's gonna go under this metal piece. See how that kind of pops up? This is your tension, basically, so tighten it or loosen it, however you need. But for now, just leave it the way it is. It's gonna go around there, so you bring your thread around this thing, down, right? So it's just kind of in here, okay? So through that metal, and down into this loop. There's like a little metal loop here, from behind, right? So you're gonna bring it down from that tension, behind, going up, into your little presser foot, kind of, I don't know what this thing's called, but as the presser foot goes up and down, this also moves, okay? So it's gonna go from behind it forward, and I'm only doing this just in case you guys lose your thread, like literally you're gonna need to know this. Now it's gonna go into this little metal loop here, from in front of it towards your needle, okay? So in front of towards the needle, down into this gauge. I know, I hope I haven't lost you guys already. This has way too many. For a little tiny thing, that's a lot of steps. Into the top of this little circle here, right? It's right on the, right near the screw that holds your needle in place. Down in there, and then into your needle. And your needle is facing, the hole is facing left to right. It's not facing you this way. The hole of your needle isn't looking at you. It is facing out, okay? So once you got through that hole, you're gonna go through your needle. And now you've successfully rethreaded your top thread, right? Now, normally, so I don't have to do all this, what I do is I will hold this bobbin in my hand, like go ahead and pull the pin and remove it. And I'll get the new bobbin and I'll cut this one off and I'll tie this thread to my new thread with a nice little like surgeon overhand, whatever knot you wanna do, and put that on. Again, going the right way. And when you turn this on, this will get pulled into your project, the new thread. So that way you don't have to do all this stuff, but just in case sometimes, you know, the thread comes out and you're like, I don't know how to thread this thing. But like I said, usually I'll tie it back here, cut this guy off, tie my new thread to this piece and let it get sucked in, you know, and then it'll pull your new color in without having to do all that stuff. Okay, so now how many minutes are we in? I don't know. I will have that information in the beginning there. Bobbin. Hopefully I can show you guys this. So My bobbin is in here right now. Everything's great to go, ready to go. I'm just gonna lift this up just to get my presser foot out of the way, so I'm just lifting it up. So the bobbin is in there, as you can see. Hopefully you can see it's coming out from the bottom. There's two. There's the one coming from my needle, one coming from down in here. Okay, let's say you run out of bobbin thread. I'm gonna open this up. Or the bobbin falls out, because sometimes that happens. Or it gets caught up, something happens, you know. So let's take this out, and we're gonna pretend that we're doing this brand new. So I just pulled it out from under there. Now my top thread obviously is threaded, so let's just leave that there. You're not gonna do it. I'm just using my scissors to get out of the way. So let me try to get a little bit closer. Sorry if the lighting is not good enough. It looks okay. It's just very dark. So it has little pictures here. It's telling you don't wind it this way. You gotta wind it this other way, right? When you put it in. So after you've wound your bobbin, you can wind your bobbin on here. You can buy cheap bobbins that are already wound. However, do you see how my thread is coming from back here? It's not coming from over here. It's looping around and going out to the right, okay? Look, right this way. That's what they want you to do. And literally all you're gonna do is place it in here. You can leave that thread just kind of hanging out. Just place it. All I did was put it down. I didn't do anything special. Now I'm not gonna close it because I wanna make sure it catches, but all you're gonna do is then go ahead and put your presser foot down. So back here, put your presser foot down. And I'm gonna advance my needle using the manual advance here. And I guess you could turn it on, but that would defeat the purpose, because if it doesn't catch it, it's gonna do some funny stuff. So with this, I'm just gonna push forward, right? Forward. So what's gonna do is the needle is gonna go down into its spot, and it should come back up. And when it comes back up, it should catch the thread. If it doesn't catch the thread, then something's wrong. Now, I'm gonna grab my scissors. So all I did was one time, right? And I pull it up. And I've advanced it so it's at its highest point. And all I'm just gonna do is grab a pair of scissors or whatever you like. I'm gonna lift my presser foot up in the back and just lift it up. And I'm just gonna sweep my needle, my scissors, whatever you have, something that can go under here, and just sweep across. And you'll see that the bobbin thread is gonna come up with it. Okay, so I just kind of pulled it there. Give it a nice pull. And your bobbin thread will come up. I missed it. All right, let's do it one more time. Sorry, guys. Presser foot down. Advance this guy. Don't hold. I was holding the thread back here. That's probably why it's like deciding not to do what I want it to do. So let me not hold it. I'm gonna keep it down too, so that way it does what it's supposed to. So I'm gonna advance, advance, advance. Here we go. And now if I kind of, again, swipe through here. Okay, sorry about this. Let's try again. I'm gonna keep this flat. And normally it just pulls it up, so I don't know, of course, because I'm filming a video. So I'm gonna put my presser foot down and go ahead and advance that. And hopefully, I don't know if you can see, this piece of thread is coming around here. That is actually the top thread. So now if I lift this up and have my foot at the highest point, I should be able to bring up that bobbin thread. And I see it. I know it's hard for you guys to see. So it's there. It just didn't pick it up that first time. Like I said, you know, it happens. I'm gonna keep pulling. And right here, there it is. I know it's hard to see, but you'll see that the two threads will want to come up. And so when you see that, all you do is just take some implement that can go under here and kind of pull it up. And now your bobbin thread is in place. So obviously I had to do it twice, right? And it worked the second time. And it might have been because I was holding it like this and the thing didn't know what to do. And now you just put your lid back on. And that is it, you guys. That is it. So pretty easy. Again, remember to spool it out this way. It's coming out this way. Just leave it there. You don't have to like try to string it or do anything funky. Put your presser foot down, advance it, basically one full, so it goes down and comes back up, your needle, and it should catch the thread. So at that point, lift your presser foot, use some kind of tool to kind of help you pull up the threads, and the thread will come up. And then you're ready to go. So now that we're here, we're supposedly ready to go. Let me sew on some fabric real quick just to show you guys that it's, you know, to try the batteries actually, and to see if everything's okay. So let me grab some fabric. Actually, I see a piece right now. So the other reason I'm getting a lot of views recently on this is because people are making face masks. And one gal said that she used this already to make like 10 face masks, which I was going to use this on my face mask video because I wanted to show you guys how you can use the most basic thing and still work. But I went ahead and just used an old IKEA machine, which is more of a typical sewing machine and super old. But I do have some pieces here of a face mask that I had made earlier left over. So okay, let's try that. My kids, I told them I need 5 minutes. Nothing sewing is ever 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to take this little piece of extra fabric like I mentioned, and I'm just going to lift this up. I do want to mention one other thing as we're here is that your bobbin thread should be coming out of the little middle hole. I don't know if you can see it. There's like a little hole right here in the middle, not the presser feet, not the feed dog, should I say, but right in the middle, there's a little hole, and that's where the thread should be coming out of, okay? Okay, so like I said, I'm going to put the fabric here. We're going to put our presser foot down. My needle's at the highest position, and I'm going to hold on to the thread that comes from the needle, just because I like to do a little hand turn. I'm going to hold my thread and I'm going to advance this with my hand, because sometimes what happens is the thread will just let loose and then you just kind of are stuck there. So you have to rethread it or whatever. So let's do that, and then let's try out this this thing. And if you have threaded and all that stuff correctly, you will be able to sew. So there it is. If you have any other questions, please check out the initial video or the original video. I went over a lot, and as you can see, my tension is pretty good. If you have a bunch of loops sticking out the top, then your tension is basically too tight, I believe. And if there's a bunch of loops sticking out the bottom, your tension is too loose. And it might be vice versa, because right now I haven't, really messed with that kind of thing in a long time. But again, your tension is here. So just turn it one way, turn it the other way. And it'll tighten up for you or loosen up whatever it is that you need. So hopefully that helped you guys out. I think the most important thing was about the getting that bobbin spool up into the working area. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope this was informational, and thank you for so many people who requested it. And I don't know why it took so long to do it. I'm very sorry, but hopefully you've either figured it out by now or this will help you. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.